Some of you may remember the video from the first ride that Polo and I took outside this year and how chaotic and tense it was, and how I panicked and grabbed onto his face, and the whole ride was a disaster. Well, it's a few weeks later, and we're ready to do our second ride outside, and let's see how that goes. So, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but a horse that I leased a couple years ago, he used to run off with me every time we would ride outside. So that is the main reason why I have some confidence issues every time I ride out here. And since I don't know Polo's reactions quite yet because we haven't worked together for that long, that is why these experiences are so big to me, because this is us building our partnership and gaining confidence together. Today was the first day that the footing was decent out here. So, and the weather was perfect. Could not ask for a better day for this. So, I decided to suck it up and take Polo outside for an actual ride. I was doing everything I could to stay as relaxed as possible. And then something caught his eye, and we had a little moment. But this time I didn't panic. I stayed with him much better, and we continued on. And at this point, I was thinking, okay, I know I should not let him get away from the thing that he's spooking at, but I have changed my thinking about a lot of the training that I learned in the past. So there was a time when I would have been told by trainers to get after him for spooking. Like, don't let him do that. That was stupid. And get after him, make him go over there and make him work really hard. Well, I feel like that is not the best advice. And I think people are starting to realize that maybe it is better to not make such a big deal over things like that. I mean, it was an honest baby mistake, or not even a mistake. He was just unsure about something that he was looking at. I think it's the one of the white jump blocks, like one that I just went past there. It had a PVC pipe on it. So I think for whatever reason, that's what he was spooking at. But I feel that I I don't want to say I ruined my first off the track thoroughbred. I didn't ruin him, but I believe that I did create more of a spooky horse in him than he would have been otherwise, based on what some trainers had me do when he would do spooks like that. They would make me make it such a big deal. And so he was always terrified. And I think he was like, oh shit, I had spooked and now I'm going to get in trouble. So I don't want to do that with Polo. So what I decided to do was, okay, you took a look at it, you were nervous, but let's move on and continue with the ride. And so that's what I did. And I let him go away from the spooky thing. But then I kept getting a little bit closer to it and letting him kind of see it with both eyes. And gradually, we worked our way back down towards that end. And it wasn't really a big deal. So you'll see, I don't remember when. As always, I just watch these and chit chat over it. But see, we're getting closer. Okay, so we go around for a little bit longer without getting right up next to it. But I didn't make a big deal. And based on some of the comments that I got after that first ride, I really had it in my mind that I was not going to hold on his face, and I was not going to let my tension block him. So I am doing everything I can here to just stay calm and breathing. And I'm talking to him, and I'm just asking him to focus on me a little bit more than whatever whatever it is that he is kind of anxious about. And this is so much better. So much better. And I wanted to keep this ride pretty short because the more small wins that we can get and we build on, the better. So I was just thinking, keep him calm. Don't make a big deal out of anything. Just do the same work that we would do inside and just be here to support him. So I see a huge difference from that past video, and I will try to figure out how to do one of those cards to link to show you where the other video is if you want to compare. But yeah, this is so much better. So after taking a walk break, I decided to go ahead and walk him over towards that block and just let him chill for a second there. And he's being very good. He's also looking out the big field behind us. And then something changes, nothing moved. There was nothing. So, but he just caught it with his other eye, with his left eye, and it was new. So, not a big reaction. I didn't make a big deal out of it, and we continued on. So, I'm really proud of both of us right there. And each time that happens, that is a huge win, and that's another marble in our jar of positives that we can build upon. So, yeah, that was good. So, we walked away from the scary thing, and now we're going to walk back towards it. Not a big deal at all. And yeah, now he's like, "Oh, that was dumb. I don't have any idea why I spooked at that." And she didn't react to it. So, I guess I won't do that again. So then we just walk away again and go back about our business. And after a few minutes of trotting around and feeling really comfortable, I could tell he wanted to canter, and so I was brave and I let him step into it. Now you can see I'm fighting with myself here, thinking, do I let him go or do I not? And I am very aware of the horse that's underneath me. And this is all he wanted to do. And it was so nice and felt so amazing. And I was proud of him, but to be honest, I was more proud of myself for letting him canter and breaking through that little confidence barrier. So, huge win for me and good boy Polo. And because the right lead went so well, I thought, what the hell? Let's test out the left lead. And that transition, that was all me getting in my head thinking, okay, I want to do this, but I want to maintain control. And so I was holding on to him. And so he came up in my hand a little bit and he's like, just let me go, mom. And so here I'm finally like, okay. And right there, I had to put my leg on to keep him going. And I did it. And so, yeah, I was like, let's keep going. This is amazing. And I cannot be more proud of him. And frankly, myself. So even though it might not seem like a big deal to a lot of people, this ride has been a huge moment in our journey. So this is just, it's just like doing our first crossrail and getting, or even the first canter inside, where I was really nervous. And I just have so many mental blocks. And each time that I break that barrier and just do it, even if I'm nervous, I, the confidence just skyrockets. So I'll be honest, what I did after this ride, I was feeling so amazing that I went and took all of my schooling jumps that are falling apart and I took off their bases and salvaged what I could. And I started painting and getting them ready because I cannot wait to start jumping this horse outside. I am so excited. So, thank you so much, everybody, for following along with our journey. I hope you'll like and subscribe and do all the things and follow along and comment below. Tell me what you think. So, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.